Hi, good day folks. This is Sijesh here. In this video, we can take a look into ranges user sync process. Okay, here by default, we can use any sources like Active Directory or LDAP or Unix for this ranger user sync. Okay, if you go to the settings, users and group, here you can see there are some internal users and some external users. So internal users are the users which created inside the ranger DB, and the other one is from external user, but ranger is by default using Unix users and group. So similarly for the group also you can see some internal and external users. But instead of using this Unix users and group, so here I'm trying to use Active Directory users and group. So we can take a look into the Active Directory users and computer part. So what I need is, so I need the users from Hadoop admin and Hadoop developers group and synced with Ranger, so that we would be able to control the permissions of these users. So for that, select the ranger, then config, then select the user info tab, then enable user sync source. So change this to Active Directory or LDAP or AD option, right? So here we have the option, like, so three parts are there. So under AD or LDAP, so one is common configuration, then user configuration and group configuration. So first we will check common configuration. So the first part, you need to enter this AD or LDAP URL. So this is LDAP, then IP address and 389. And this is a bind user. So bind user URL. So you have to find out the bind user. So my bind user is this one, and HDP. Then go to the properties and attribute editor and find out the name. So this is the name. So CN equal to HTTP, OU equal to service account, and DC equal to Hadoop, and DC equal to right, and its password. So that's it. The first common configuration part, you need to enter LDAP URL and bind user and bind user password. Second, go to the user configs and user search base. So where you want to do the search. So I'm just using the search base as DC equal to Hadoop, comma DC equal to com. So if I'm not adding any filter, so it will try to search everything under this root, that is from here, from the top. Okay, from the top, whatever, there are a lot of organization units and there are a lot of users. So this is the, okay, so if you check the properties, and you can see from the attribute editor, so you can get the name, like where is that, so yeah, distinguished name is DC equal to Hadoop and DC equal to com. So that means everything under the top. But here I need to add a filter. So otherwise, so it will try to import entire users from, you can just use the star. If you use star, I think everything will be imported. What I am just using is this one, pipe simple. Then so I can use this filter by restricting the this one member of. Okay, so just use, so this OR condition. Okay, so if I am using the first main parenthesis, okay, you can just add multiple filter condition. Just I am using the one here, like member of, okay, so member of equal to, so I just want to want the users from these two group alone. Okay, so let me okay, so where is that? Service account, big data, yeah. So these two, Hadoop admin and Hadoop developers. So just get the properties. So attribute editor. So member of CN equal to Hadoop developers, OU equal to big data, DC equal to com. So use that value here, member of CN equal to Hadoop developers, OU equal to big data, then DC equal to Hadoop, DC equal to com. So this is the one filter. Okay, so I'm just filtering by using whoever is the member of this group, CN equal to Hadoop developers, OU equal to big data, DC equal to Hadoop.com. So if you have multiple condition, so you can add that condition together. So again, I'm just adding one more. So member of equal to CN. So I need the second group also, Hadoop admins, right? So this is also the similar way, equal to Hadoop admins, OU equal to big data, DC equal to Hadoop, DC equal to com. So these are the two conditions I have. So I need to join this. Okay, so there is a conditions like or condition or and condition. So I'm just if I use and, that means if the user belongs to these two condition, or user satisfy these two condition, only is selected. But in my case I just need or, my user has to be either the member of this group or member of this group. So either condition is okay. Then outside I need to put one bracket. That's it. So here it will search users from these two particular groups. Then enable group map sync. I'm just disabling that. Then go to the group config part, enable group sync, the member attribute, then group base. So that is, I am also searching here, DC equal to Hadoop, DC equal to com. And for group also I need to, because see from the first tab it will select the users based on the filter and other condition we have specified, and here it will take the group, whatever the groups this user belongs to. But we don't want entire group, so we can add some filter here, like okay, so if I don't add anything, just use the star, so entire groups will be imported to here. Say for example here a Java developer group is there, so from this filter, say I got some user from Hadoop developers and Hadoop admins, and the users who belongs to Hadoop developers or Hadoop admin is part of another group, that also imported here. So if I use the star, you can see that. So sync nested group option also is there. So if that needed, we can enable that. I'm not going to enable that at this time. Saving and trying to restart. Save it, and I need to do a restart of the service. So I am going to restart the service. So restart all affected, and then restarting the Ranger service. So completed the restart of Ranger. Then login back to the Ranger again. So the settings, users and group. So you can see these users. Okay, and if you look into the group, okay, so the group is also not added properly. So let me just troubleshoot that. So I'm just going to delete everything from here. Like, I don't want to keep it because so it will be stored in a Ranger database. So I'm keeping only internal users and internal groups. The remaining everything I'm deleting. From the group also, whatever the external, so I'm deleting. So in group filter, so when I use cn equal to Hadoop developers, okay, so this time only that Hadoop developers group imported to the Ranger. For this particular user, even the user is imported to Ranger, but the group is not visible. So if I do a regular expression like star here, so it will list entire group. So this is the place we are restricting the group by using filter, and I can add one more filter. Say for example, if I need Hadoop developers and Hadoop admin to be imported here, so if I'm not using that, just a star cn equal to star means entire group will be imported. Okay, so we will see that with this star option. So if I use cn equal to star, okay, so it's always not good to use this one. So better use the group with some regular expression or something. So cn equal to Hadoop admin or cn equal to developers. Okay, so this will, I am adding it inside the or condition. Okay, so either this has to be this name or this name. So these two groups, if available, will be imported, and save it and restarting the service. So I am restarting this Ranger now. So in group search filter, so I have added these two groups. So and or symbol before that, I mean cn equal to Hadoop admins or cn equal to Hadoop developers, and so I have added inside the main bracket, and or stands for so either this part or this part, and it will when importing or importing the group, it will consider this search filter. It is nothing but an LDAP search, and based on that the user will be updated in a Ranger based on this filter condition. So we have user filter, and this will control how the users are imported to the Ranger, and you can use a filter condition. And search base, I just use the base, and from the base tree, so I'm adding the filter condition based on the group. So if it is a member of this group, so get only those users who are the member of these particular groups. So I added or symbol for concatenation, and whoever belongs to these groups will be imported to Ranger. So the remaining things I'm using defaults and the search base that is on the root tree in my LDAP. Then so once we save these changes, so you need to do a restart of this service, and once you log in that, so you can see these external users and their groups. So these users and groups we can use following the permission. Okay, so these are the users and groups imported to Ranger, And if you look into the configuration and the Ranger user sync option, you can see those parameters. So here under Ranger user info part, so enable user sync. So the common configuration, you have to use Active Directory URL or LDAP URL and bind username and password. So under user config, so these are the parameters and the search base and search filter. So the filter the user based on the search filter criteria, and these users will be added to the Ranger and corresponding to this user. So what are the groups we need to import? So again here also we can filter this, okay, by using the filter condition. It's all based on LDAP search and filter. So that's it about the Ranger user sync configuration. So I hope you are able to follow me, and if you have any questions, so please use the comment box. Also subscribe my channel, so I will be uploading more contents over time. Thank you. Bye.